Yeah, so this is like a request that I want to do. I want to just show us how to install R. To those who join us, quite. I mean, today I've seen quite a number of people who join us. So I'll just show all of us how to install R on Windows machine, and then after that, we all can watch the video over and over, and then repeat. In the first comment, I will also add the what the step by step as to how to do it. It's not really a tough lesson. It's very simple to do it. But maybe if you don't know it, how to do it, and then launch it and it will run. That is the problem. So quickly, I'm going to share my screen and then I will just go straight and then show all of us how to do it. It's that simple. So because of that, I'm sharing my entire screen. So my entire screen is being shared now. So quickly, you simply go to your browser. I think I should close this. And then the first thing you need to do, I am on my Google, any browser at all, whether Google Edge or if you have Opera Mini, any of the browsers, you just type installing R. Uh, what is it? If you do, you see that because I've already got it, I can just, so I'm going to just do, what is it, installing R in Windows. And so you see that on my screen, if you check what you will definitely see this particular link down there. I think you should leave that one. And then you come down here, you see download R, that's version 4.2.1 for Windows. I'm sure by now there should be a different version that is out there. Just click on that, and that's going to take you to this particular page where you see download R 4.2, the same thing for Windows, and it tells you the memory is coming to occupy about 79 megabytes. And then the 64-bit, some computers are 32-bit and 64-bit. It means this version of R can only operate or would work well in the 64-bit, computer resolution system. So that's what that means. So when you click on this, it's actually going to download it. You see that if you check down here, it has started downloading. But I've already got it downloaded, so I'm not going to download here. So, but when it finishes on your machine, you simply just come here. You can see it is here, and then I can simply the file has been downloaded. You can see R 4.2.1, and then you can see the extension EX. It means that it's not. You need to, install the file because I have R already on my PC. But when you double click on it, you're going to see this thing called Run. So you click on Run, and then when you do that, it's going to start. So just wait a little bit and then you see what is going to happen. So it's going to change your computer screen to look like this. You just click yes. And so when you click yes, it's going to ask you whether you want the English version or you want any other, depending on the kind of language you are conversant with. You see, you can just choose whether French or English or whatsoever. We are English. So we click on English and then it will go ahead. Then the next thing is license agreement. Nobody has ever read this thing before. So you just click next. And then where do you want the R to be? Is it your downloads? You can actually choose where you want it to be. So you can choose, you just click on browse and then you can choose, sorry about that, whether you want it to be in, let me get some water. I think get some water quickly. So yeah, that's okay. So you just would choose where you want the it to be. Either you want it to be on your desktop or whatsoever. If you want it on your desktop, then you choose. Otherwise, you can just leave the default there. If you leave the default there, come and click next. When you click on next, you see that it tells me that I have already got R. So if I didn't have it, that's so bad for you because you already or you are yet to have it. Then you can click you are not going to have this pop-up message whether you already have it or not. So you just continue clicking next, next, next. There are some places they will ask you whether you want it, you want the icon to be on the desktop or not. You click yes, you want it to be on your desktop, and then that is it. So you have your R installed, and then that's all. Is that simple? I can also install already the version I'm using is this particular same version. So if I want, I can go ahead and then do the installation, but it will be a repetition. So I'll cancel it from here. And then the next thing to do is just to say that what is it? The next thing to do is to go and download your R Studio. So you can see that I've already downloaded my R Studio, but let me go back to the browser and just also show you how to do that. Uh, so this was R. There's a difference between R and R Studio. The R Studio is actually where we have the four windows where we can slide them up and down, and then we have where we actually put in our codes, and then when the code is executed, then we can actually see it being executed properly. Now, if there's an error, it will be written down there. We call that area the console, where we also have some window where we call it the environment. Everything that you are doing on R, everything is packaged over there. Sometimes you might not have your codes, but when you go there, you can find everything that you are doing. You also have the fourth window. I think I'll get to that yet. So for now, that's how the R Windows, what is it? The display is going to look like. I'll show it quite pretty soon. But you before you can do that, what we have installed first right now, that one is R itself. And then those who are very conversant with programming and stuff, they don't need the R Studio. They can just work directly with that R. But as a beginner who is learning, it will be difficult for you to be able to operate with that because you won't know how to write a code to install a package and whatsoever. So it's better that you have the R Studio that gives you the opportunity to go install your packages. So we have to install the R Studio too. So and to do that is also very simple. You just say installing R Studio. It's just one word, R Studio, but it's always good to specify whether it is in Windows or it is in Linux or it is in Mac. So if you are using Apple like a MacBook, you don't have to specify. If you are using a Linux machine like Ubuntu, that's the operating system you are using, then you have to specify because the installation process differ. And today what I'm doing is on Windows. So we are installing R Studio in Windows on a Windows machine. It doesn't matter the level of Windows you are using, whether it is whether it is Windows 7, Windows 10, or Windows 11 or whatsoever. Just put installing R Studio in Windows, and when you have that, then that's going to open, and then when it opens, the first one, that's the guide steps. The second link where I have here, I'm just highlighting if you can see clearly, then that's where you want to click download the R Studio IDE. That's the integrated development environment. So you download that one, you just click on that, and quickly it's going to open you to a new link. So when it comes here, you see different versions of R. It takes you to this. So you have the free version, you have the version you have to pay per year. It may be you pay $995. That one is not your listen. And then we also have the server that we don't need that one. What we need is the R Studio desktop free. Then you click on that one to download it. When you click on that, it's actually going to take you to this particular window, and then you can see the first one install R. No, you don't need that. The second one you don't need it. So you see that you have download R Studio for Windows. So you just click on that, and when you do, if you notice down there, you see that it has started downloading. But because I've already got it, I don't need to download it any longer. So I'm going to cancel it here. Then you go to your desktop, go and click on your downloads. You definitely have to see your R Studio. As you can see, where I have clicked, highlighted, my R Studio is over there. So you take the same process, double click on it. It's going to take you to this place like the way you are seeing. Then you come here, and then they will tell me that R Studio is currently running. Please close it before. It means that I've already got my R Studio. But what you would have done, you just follow the same process and follow until you click next, until when you finished, your R Studio is there. Now, when it is finished, everything is finished. You have installed your R, you have installed your R Studio. It's not left for you to launch your R, and that's pretty simple. So if you had finished, if you are I'm using Windows 10, then you simply will come to your Windows. For instance, this Windows is closed now. I will just come here and open my Windows. Then you come to your desktop. Obviously, it should be there. You will see your R Studio somewhere, which is hiding. But because I have already opened my R, you can see it is here on my taskbar on my PC. So when you open your R Studio, already it will automatically connect to the R that you have. They work in conjunction. So, and when these are things I'm already doing, so I'm not going to explain these things. But let me just come to the console. I will just be here. I will just Control L. It's going to clear that. And then when I come here, I'm going to do Control Shift and N, and then that will give me a fresh page. You see that there's nothing around here. But for this particular one, I don't know what to do to be able to take that out because I'm already working with R. You will see a lot of things. But let me quickly explain what all these four things are. So the first part here is that's the first window. And I told you that this is the R Studio, but it's actually working with the R. If you had left only the R, you would have been having only this part, this particular window. So this window, this is how I name it. The first one here is the top left. This is the bottom left. And then around here is the top right. This is the bottom right. So the top left is where you write all your codes, and that's where you import your data. That's where you write all your codes. And when the code is executed, you will see it in the in the bottom left. The bottom left is called console, right? So you can see the name console over there. And the version of the R you are using is also written there. As you can see, it is here R 4.2.1, and that's it. You can have it here. The console is, you can also see the terminal there where you can actually also do a lot of background jobs and stuff. Okay, that what it does it. So if I were on the console here, for instance, if I had something like, let's say, 44 or 555 plus 555, I could just click, or I could just come the control, and then you see that when you come to the console, it has run. You can see that it has actually added the two, and it is here. So that is how what the R what it is it works. Now, when you go to the top right window, that's where we call the environment. The environment is where you are able to see the history of everything that you have done. So these are things I've already done in the R, and you can see them there. The data is there, the codes and whatsoever, they are all packaged inside there. So you also have the history over there, and then the history will tell you the codes I have run, all of them are there. You see that nothing is missing. So everything you are doing is being packaged around here. That gives you your history, your connections, and of course, if you want to have some few tutorials as to how to go about this, then the tutorial part is also there. Now, the bottom right window in R, let me say this: in R, you can actually slide the windows the way you want. You can reduce any of the window by increasing the other one. You can slide them anyway. So when your cursor changes to a star, you press your mouse and hold it down. Your is it your right mouse button and hold it down, and then you can drag it the way you want. In any case, you can also come here and see minimize and maximize window. Then it's going to just click on that. Click this, it will also come down. It's also as simple like that. So when we come to the bottom right window, that particular window is very important, very, very, very important. That's where you can actually create your directories and what to create your folders, and then you can work straight from your directories and your folders in R. Which these are things that what it will be doing if you are part of the lessons will be taken one by one. So we also have files here, and that's what I'm talking about. As you can see, these are files already that I have that are directly linked with R on my desktop. So when you click on files, you see that in R is actually a statistical tool that is used. You can use to visualize your data and to manipulate and process any kind of data that you want. Now, in one of the ways of actually, visualizing data is by plotting it or generating a graph or a chart or a heat map or whatsoever, or a map in general. So how do you, when you generate a particular what is it, a map or something, where do you see it? The plots. When you click on plot, when you plot anything, this is where you actually see it. You will see everything actually here, and that's what happens. So the packages, like I was saying, the packages, a package is a collection of functions put together to execute a particular job. For instance, you're going to plot, or you're going to generate a graph, or let's say you want to generate a heat map of something, or and then that particular heat map you're going to generate, somebody has written some functions and has put those functions together, and then you are going to use those particular functions or that particular package to be able to generate the heat map. So you have to go into the package, and then you go and click on install, and then it's going to take you to this small window. So you type the name of that particular package. already it means you should know how the package is being used. In fact, if you don't know, don't worry. There's opportunity for you to learn the name of that, to learn how to use that package. It's also in R here, and it is also there. So, for instance, let's say I wanted a package called dplyr. This particular dplyr is quite useful when it comes to GG. What is it? When you are generating what your graphs that has a lot of different points. You want the size of your line to be thick, it to be light, these different colors and different shades. You need dplyr to be able to do that. Then you install it. So, for instance, if I come and do like this and I click install, it will start installation. After that, then I'll load it. If you don't do that, the reason is R has about 18,000 different packages, and it's not just easy for all the packages to be working at the same time. And let me say that some of the packages, they are smart adders, they mask adders. So when you're using this package now, the adders become redundant. So that's why you have to know how to install packages once in a while, because when you install package and it masks the other one out, the next time you have to use the other one, then you have to either you install it again or you have to library it, what we call library. You load it into the R environment and become active for usage. So that's why the installation is very important. You can't install all of them. You will always install those you need at a time. And depending on the kind of analysis you want to do, the installation, the packages will be different. So I just mentioned something like dplyr. But if I wanted, there are other ones like ggplot, like what the GG core plot. If I want to, if I want to look at, let's say, a relationship, a correlation relationship, or a correlation between some figures, where I can generate a very good map that will tell me that, okay, if Ghana, if our economy, if this and this and this will happen, then this is likely to happen. Those are the predictions. So those are the things that we actually use the packages for. And then the help here, obviously, it gives you an opportunity to learn some of the things here if you don't have any idea as to how to do it. You see that here, it will tell you the usage. How do you use it? So, and here we are looking at read.table. So, for instance, if you are going to import a data and it's in the form of a table, how are you going to do it? It gives you the syntax of how to do it. Let me actually come up this way. So you can see this, the syntax as to how to be able to actually read a data set, which is in the form of a table, from an external source, and then to bring it there. I don't want to spend time on that because it's going to be a tutorial on how to import different data sets, and that will take the opportunity to also know how to what kind of data that R accepts and in which format can you import your data. So the help button under at the right bottom window, that's what it does. You also have the viewer there, and then you have the presentations and whatsoever. These presentations, it actually helps you. For instance, those who work in R Markdown, that's another feature in R. So if you are going to kind of do a presentation alongside, you know, so I have never used presentation. I don't have much knowledge about it, but I know those who know how to use it that quite well. And I keep saying, I'm not going to be doing this alone. Once in a while, in some areas when I get there and it's not my field, I can't do that. Then I'll invite a friend whom I know knows better to come and help in doing that. So let me quickly just say this. So if you come to the environment, the top right window, and you click on import data sets, this is where you are working with external data. You do not create the data yourself. Naturally, 99% of the data you're working with in R are not always within the R environment, except you're using it for practice data. R has inbuilt data set where you can use for practices, but that obviously cannot be used to make any meaning because these are data people have used over and over. It doesn't have, it's just for practice. But if you are collecting your data, you're not collecting your data in R. You're collecting it either in Excel or Access or whatsoever, depending on the kind of data you have collected and how you saved the data. If you collect the data in an Excel form and then you are going to import into R, you have to specify this is from R. It means you are importing the data set from Excel. If you are importing it from SPSS, you indicate. If it is from SAS, from stars. If it is it is a text file from somewhere. This one from the text here, it means you are importing it from. It's like an Excel, but it's not an Excel. We call it comma separated value. That's the CSV files, and you can also import your data that way. So when you click that, then it takes you straight to your desktop, and then you can actually select where your data is. You go and click on that. Then to open it, you set whether you want to import it with headers, with no headers, with column names, with no column names. And after that, the data now comes into your R environment and you can begin to do whatever you want to do with it. So today, that has been the little way of installing R and launching it, and a little bit about the various parts of R here. I think the last thing I haven't done is some of the things you are seeing on top here. You see file, edit, code, view, plot, session, and you see the sessions here is also about those who use R Markdown. You have a session where you can deal with. But I think maybe if we begin with it properly, then we can actually do one or two things there. But one of the tools that are very critical that you can use is the tools. The tools help you to set the way you want your R to appear. You can do other things with it, but let me simply say that it's not everybody who can see these small writings I have here. Some want it to be big, so you can go to your tools and you go there and click on global settings. When you come here, it tells you everything you want. The prompt. If you come here, that's the general settings. How do you want your R to appear? The appearance, you can go and click on appearance. And you see that you can choose the way you want it to appear. The font size and whatsoever, you can actually upgrade it. The font style, what kind of font style do you want it to be displayed? Is it, you can choose whatever font style, you can choose the font size, and you can choose the editor font size and whatsoever. The colors and everything, you can choose it. And after that, you go and click add, and it will be added. And then what is it? And that's about it. So I think that's practically all about what all that you need to know for now, as far as R is concerned, and how to install R, how to download it, how to install it, and how to launch it. And then when you launch it, these are the few things. Now, coming here and writing the codes and running them, that one, I'm not going to bother you about that for today. That will be another tutorial on another day. Thanks very much. As usual, I think you've learned something new. Thank you. I will see you. Bye-bye. And I think I did this specifically for a friend who wanted me to do it. And I promised to do it to help him by 3:30. I couldn't do it. So I'm just doing it for everyone who is also interested. And to those who said that they were interested, when I shared the link to the tutorials and basics of data science, this is also an opportunity for you to learn how to do this. And later on, when we meet, we should by then know how to install this. It's quite easy. And these days, you can't run away from data science. It's kind of like everybody has to know how to do it. Thank you. What is this? Check for the first comment. I will also paste the text step-by-step way of also doing the same installation. Thank you.